Hi, everybody. Christopher Benevento here, attorney at law with the Benevento Law Firm in Northern New Jersey. So, today we're going to talk about a topic that's very important to law firms and uh, businesses everywhere, and that is, where do we get clients? Well, I can tell you, you can ask 30 different attorneys and you're going to get 30 different answers. What works for me is probably not going to work for them. It's, could be industry specific, firm size specific, geographic specific. So, what we do is very simple, and that is, I have a philosophy. I treat people well, I do a good job, and I build up a reputation for being a good attorney. 90% of my business comes from referrals from prior clients, friends, family, and professional associates who know that we're going to treat their people well if they send them to my office. Uh, Years ago, I worked for an attorney who was kind of a mentor to me, who told me one day, Chris, people who come into the office simply don't have the expertise or experience to understand whether or not you're a good attorney. But the one thing everybody does understand is nice. Being nice to everybody. If you do a good job and you treat people well, you'll never want for business. And that advice has been worth its weight in gold. So what we do is treat people nice. Now, some attorneys spend a lot of money on advertising, and they may have to. That might just be their specific industry. And I don't. I've never shot a commercial. I don't buy leads, and I've tried that. I've tried buying leads. I've tried, putting a lot of money into pay-per-click and going with the directories and paying them money, but it just doesn't seem to work out or change the outcome or the ratio that 90% of my business comes from referrals. That other 10% are the people who just happen to find me online. I mean, they're Googling a local attorney and they see me online somewhere and give us a call, which is great. So that's why we're out there. So, I think being online is important. I think, I have a Google listing, Benevento Law Firm Google business page. We ask our clients to put our reviews on there if they're going to leave a review, because that's where most people are going to see it. We have a website and we're on social media and Facebook, but I typically use the social media and YouTube and things like that to provide information and content, not to try to sell myself or anybody else. And I think that makes a big difference. I think it establishes trust with anybody who's looking us up. And that 10% is important, that look for us. I mean, I wouldn't want to take a 10% pay cut. So, and hopefully that ratio changes. If there's something that I could do to change that ratio, I think it's only going to make us busier because our referrals aren't going to go anywhere. We treat people well. So that's my advice. I'd give you the same advice that was given to me. Treat people well, treat people nice. Everybody understands nice, and do a good job. Do a good job so that they return and they refer other people to you. Now, when I first started out years ago, we're talking you say years ago, like it's the 1970s. I'm not that old yet, but we're talking about 10 years ago, 9 years ago. I handed out business cards. I mean, I had no reputation. Nobody knew who I was. I came from a firm that was going through a financial crisis and couldn't make payroll, but they were great people to work for. It was just right after the crash. Everybody was kind of in this recession. There were no jobs. I was, had to open up my own practice out of necessity, and I had business cards printed out, and I'd give a business card to anybody who looked at me. Some people weren't looking at me. I'd walk up and give it to them and introduce myself. And I was taking any case that walked in the door. You came in with a parking ticket, I would start World War III over it, and be a nightmare for anybody who came in my path. And of course, that's not really the way you should practice law. You want to treat people well, including your opposing counsel, especially when it's a municipal prosecutor or a county prosecutor. So, it doesn't help your client too much when when your client has an attorney nobody wants to talk to. But that's how I originally started getting clients, and did a good job, built up a reputation, and now it's going well. But if there was any advice, like I said, I could give you, it would be do a good job and treat people well. And if you've tried advertising some other means or buying leads and things like that, if you tried any of that and it's worked for you or hasn't worked for you, leave a comment and let me know how that worked. And I always like to hear other people's take on it. And if you like what you're seeing and you want to continue hearing me talk about how a law firm works, hit like, share, subscribe, and however YouTube works. And we'll see you soon. Take care.